hyped up debuts we have ever had. Was the leader in every statistical category throughout Pacific
ACS,
Stage
KD,
1.
ADR, KPR, first kills, you name it.
All of it. Up against a Wolves team that were written off before this tournament had even began. Defied community expectations. In Juicy's words, defied their own expectations. Sufat saying that he fears nothing, not even elimination. They've made it this far. And now how far can they even push it from here?
And we talked about how Juicy ascended with that bleed team. It was against Jemkin's Scars team back in 2023. Crazy Guy was on that roster with Juicy. And of course, Juicy was too young to play at the top level. And Crazy Guy had to find his own way back through challenges as well. And they meet here for the first time since that fateful match.
And now we are seeing Wolves with the same composition that they had a lot of success with against Billy, blowing them out 13-5. Starting on the attack side where, despite running double Senti, that was where they were racking up the majority of the rounds. They went on a serious run.
RRQ had a 67% attack side win rate on Ascent. It's crazy to me that Wolves have picked this map against them. Utter confidence from them. Jemkin, not the way he was looking to start on the international stage. Sufat's arguably more acclimated. And confidently, he's taken that mid control.
Pop flash from to the same side.
Crazy Guy.
Spike down A.
Talk about stopping power. Crazy Guy hits him like a Mack truck. Why are you going to start to inch forward now? So over you two to try and light the side, but Mon yet springs out there from Jen. Why are you able to deliver? Allows Juicy to move right on up.
Come on.
Clear that dart. Why you was revealed. Shot dart could have
Đẹp,
come from
đẹp,
here.
đẹp, đẹp hay.
Drops down for a second.
Ôi, đi được rồi.
We'll get the start they
Rất là
hope
đẹp
for
thế
on the
rồi.
attack side. Oh, buddy.
Cái gì à, cái này.
Already feeling excited. This Wolves team have been energetic. They said they want to keep that underdog mentality that has gotten them this far, continue to play loose, confident, and just having fun. It looks like they've been enjoying themselves this whole time. Sufa has been out of his seat constantly. Frankly, individually, has been one of the players stepping up the most too, while being the IGL.
He's issuing a challenge specifically to Jemkin there. And that encounter favored Wolves in mid. This is a change for RRQ. In the past, we've obviously seen him with the Yoru compositions here. It's definitely Jemkin's most fearsome agent, but no slouch on the Jet either.
This is the first time that we're seeing RRQ forced to stray away from the Taeho meta. In the run that they were on in Pacific, they were simply the best team with that Taeho meta style. They weren't reinventing the wheel, they were just the best with the current best agents. Forced to pivot away now, obviously, like the other teams who were very reliant on it. G2, Sen, for example. And we'll see if they can have that same prowess as a team, as a unit. Now going back to the vintage comp, the Ascent Classic.
RRQ, they spent some util early to get Xfero set up in mid, but he will be cleared by that Aldro now. Contact from B-main. Xfero has to tuck here in logs. Unaffected as well by that net, but YU's able to deal with him. Even through that Cyber Cage and on to the side we go. Switch room taking control.
Bam.
Now that push up speedway is going to reveal Jemkin tucked in the
Hay,
corner.
hay vào đây. Ôi, hay.
Okay, something's brewing. Spring able to deal with Mon yet, and it's on Crazy
Crazy
Guy.
Guy clutch.
Nothing but a classic fragment. And has himself a flash to work with, but Spring has the better weapon. A little shaky there for Wolves, but they do complete the anti-eco.
RRQ will definitely be content with the damage that they were able to deal there off that gamble stack towards the B side. Unfortunately, no real hope for Crazy Guy at the end. Can't get anywhere to recover a rifle, just a classic pushing in versus the two. A little unfortunate for him.
Down B.
Players on site.
Enemy remaining.
Fine job dealing some damage, keeping this bonus round buy for Wolves a bit lower than intended.
Here come RRQ now with their first buy of the series. Revealed briefly as they try and make their way up to Covey.
Recon sent out just to clear back Wine.
There's an encounter brewing here. Jemkin
Nhâm Kim. Ai, Nhâm Kim ơi. Lướt bớt. Dành cho Nhâm Kim.
And it's moments like that.
Người gây
Give you an
80 niềm
idea as to how
đau.
Jemkin was
Thì
able
bạn
to
đang
rack up
về rồi.
137
Aura
first kills,
của Free Fire
far and
quá
away
kìa.
the leader in that category.
Yep, number two first kills at
Cypher đang
Pacific
set up.
85.
Uchi hơi tham lam rồi, hơi tò mò rồi, hơi tò mò rồi.
Gets the neural theft off as well. They may just want to accelerate into this site. It's only Xferro to anchor in the back. They can overwhelm him with numbers.
He's in an awkward spot. Caught the
Kìa.
just pulling it off him.
Xferro làm gì
Clearly
đấy?
not ready. That burst of pace from Wolves.
Đỡ đừng
That's going to
thao
crack the
ấy
big side
này.
open. Might get forced off to the right. Spring tries to hold him in place.
Spike planted.
Paranoia comes in.
Spring not going to overplay his hand either. Just stay alive, be a presence in market that will eventually need to be dealt with. Jemkin wants to do just that.
Jemkin.
Isolate this door. It's tough to the
À, không được rồi, thằng ấy bỏ ra không ai nhìn. Ôi ôi ôi.
RRQ would set up there on the North defense side, spawn adequately. And Jemkin shows his back to why he was more than happy to capitalize. He's at 8-2 after 3 rounds.
À, thằng
Those
Dui,
post-plant
thằng
repositions from
thằng
Wolves were
thằng
simply
Dui cao
lovely.
vãi.
I love that Spring, despite not being able to collect that initial kill towards spawn, does just back off, be a nuisance that needed to be dealt with, and then YU is able to get up on lane, use him as a piece of bait to just get that free kill on the side, and then the swings come from stairs, those retaking players overwhelmed, bonus round converted.
Our narrative for this Wolves team coming into this event was one of volatility, one of unexpected play. But John QT in a press conference says after all the Chinese team Sentinels played, Wolves were by far the most structured and disciplined that they'd encountered.
And that statement really does justice to the improvements that Wolves have made since we last saw them in the run to qualifying for the event, coming in as that 3rd seed. Slowing things down now on this anti-eco. YU would love to take some B-main control again. Camera broken. Continuing to apply a bit of pressure. So K-Crash going all the way up towards mid and a dark cover towards market. So Wolves, you can see that they're trying to feign some presence toward mid, and it's drawing rotates away from RRQ. They're now getting into this site completely for free. Monget was somewhat positioned to try and maybe go for a kill, but now forced onto the retake. Bad weapons are RRQ.
It's easy to force those over rotates on rounds like this, Wyatt, where the defenders are desperate to try and set up a favourable stack. Doesn't take too much to tempt them to move across the map. Wolves, again, an excellent job in the early rounds. We've seen this over their games so far of clearing that util. The push and pull, trying to outmaneuver the defenders. RRQ on the side at least. Pushing in that jet direction now. Jemkin already out of the picture, and Juicy from hell is going to emerge on the surface. That will be cleaned up pretty comfortably. 4 rounds to the favour of Wolves here. RRQ yet to show us anything really worth hanging your hat on.
I feel like so far you can't help but draw a comparison to the match that we saw yesterday with the XLG debut. Missing out on being able to play in the Swiss stage, getting multiple games of practice in. Wolves heating up throughout, the players getting comfortable on the stage, getting their confidence on the stage. And you have this debuting team with massive expectations coming in as the 1st seed from their region, fresh to this environment. It can be dangerous. They can come in needing to warm up.
I mean, Kaplan got asked about this. He's like, would you rather have been top seed from your region, start in the playoffs, or play through groups? He says, I just refuse to give into this idea that it's better to be a lower seed, because you have a lot more time in a meta that has just changed. You have an extra week or so to see how things are boiling out, get that scrim experience, get that practice, and be boned up on the current metagame before you touch down, as opposed to having to take the risk of maybe you're not ready, maybe you have the wrong take on the game, or maybe you're just
out of this timeout though for RRQ. I was hoping to see them pick up an operator. That's Jemkin, the Jet, with that weapon in his hands, taking a peek from catwalk. Aim down tiles.
Khổ mà Jemkin không chơi Yoru nhỉ? Cứ nghĩ Jemkin sẽ chơi Yoru.
Cypher's been more content just trying to work B main solo.
Spring is entrenched here in this wine position. Whereas the rest of Wolves are maybe going to rattle the cage here at B, hoping for a push up from the defenders, but RRQ have not conditioned that
Em Kinh
behavior
đang
yet.
tìm người. Ai đó sẽ để qua mid đây. Bắt được vị trí của World Spring. Thì bạn mất smoke rồi.
There was a 0 point that revealed the Omen stuck in the corner. There was no escape for him, no paranoia either.
It's a critical first kill.
Phát hiện được Sova. Lucy ulti. Anh đã được 2 người trong side. Lucy và Xero. Phải là bắt được không? Bắt thể đeo được. Bắt thể đeo là được. Nhìn là riết không bắt được rồi. Từ lát đẹp nhưng mà bị cắn lại. Hay kịp bắt được cái đi mẹ anh quá tao không thể. Đi mẹ nó không thể kịp nói cái đéo gì cả.
The players from RRQ just take easy engagements, swinging from spawn together. There's no dark cover for that obvious angle. So Juicy is just relegated to fighting an incredibly difficult 1 versus 2 on site while the rest of the players are bogged down in the choke. Really would have required some serious heroics from Juicy to be able to pull that out.
I must wait a moment.
Better look there for RRQ, get the full buy they were hoping for, and they employ it effectively. Crazy Guy's been doing that, early thrusts onto Catwalk with a classic in his hands.
Cover going out.
On this round, Jemkin has opted to post up with this operator towards A main, has an idea that there could be someone going for the jump up.
Ui kìa. Bắt được rồi mà bắt bắn không kịp. Monet hay trade được mạng cho Jemkin. Tìm lộ tiếng ở mid rồi. Hay Rush, Kashi và Xfero đẩy ra bắt được mạng Yu Cao. Thì bạn đã vào được Sabe rồi. Hiện tại là bắt lại. Ai rồi, đổi mạng hay rồi. Thì bạn đuổi anh Kashi. Bắt trượt. Bắt được không? Hay phát hiện hay. Muniet cover hay. Crazy Guy đang nhìn. Hay quá. Mẹ Crazy Guy. Crazy Guy.
Trade out for Jemkin, who did get a little bit unlucky, but was exposing himself to multiple angles, so taking some amount of risk there. But then RRQ, the really pivotal moment for me, the great decision was to get both of their B anchors into B main, recognizing the split was coming through, so they want to isolate a fight in main. They're able to do so, find the kill there. By the time the split is actually coming in, they could have just escaped. Go play around the spike. That was really well done. Wolves, economy cracked, and now on the eco. Opportunity for RRQ to build their own, and multiple players are already at that 5K mark.
Once again, it's that same wander up by Juicy. But he might look to ask for.
Ôi giờ rồi, ôi Crazy Guy ơi, ném flash không kịp. Ôi hay. Kushi bắt được 2 mạng. Hay Juicy ơi. Bắt được Fate Spring. Hay bắt được UC. Hay. Women. Yếu rồi. Yếu rồi. Không đừng đẩy anh em ơi, đừng đẩy nhá, đừng đẩy nhá. Gì mẹ đẩy chết đó, đẩy chết đó. Bắn an toàn anh em ơi, bắn an toàn. Anh Kushi hay quá anh Kushi ơi. Kushi thì mẹ cho quả để mẹ I am the hunter phát chết mẹ 2 thằng luôn mà. Đỡ nào được. Ôi kìa. Úi dồi đẹp vãi hồn. Úi ôi, đỡ nào được.
Towards B main has overextended himself and he's left his team without smokes when they're going for these executes. It's been awkward. That's happened on 2 buy rounds now where Moniet
màu đẹp.
feeling that equal level of confidence to engage with him. So I'm going to need Spring to pick his spots, be less susceptible to an early death when he's supposed to be inserted in main, just control that area of the map.
Coach Fade here, someone worth crediting for the more up-tempo style we've seen from this Wolves team, but a lot of different players and teams have sort of said, with this change in metagame, we can be more individual-centric, we can play with that faster pace. Think about Teo also, just the missiles that were so powerful. There was that stealth drone, really hard to kill, they have a lot of information, and really hard to take your opponents off guard when they were constantly scouting you via that measure. Now though, this move back, we got a very traditional comp here for RRQ. Not even a Yoru in the mix. In theory, this is a setup designed to allow someone like Jemkin to shine. On defense, he's on the jet. Only had the one round with the op, was able to convert its use pretty effectively, but outside of that, yet to quite take over the game.
Does have the op again, this time posted up mid, has been switching things up round by round, but the dark cover will not allow him to get any free shots as Wolves want to silently work their way forward. Drone's going to be used just in case he is posted up by mid. Obviously, we know it's the case.
Jemkin spotted here. It's a little bit difficult to play into that Al drone. He does allow himself to get pinged out. This will give some of that mid space now over to Wolves, and they choose to canvas it with this deadlock due till less there's a push in their direction.
So we're going to bring one sonic sensor back, and the deadlock will thrive with the utility after you've taken the site, get the spike down. You really don't want to allow Wolves to set up for a post plant. It gets so frustrating to get back in.
That barrier mesh is so
break
powerful.
Break that barrier mesh, the delay that causes. You don't want to run into the sonic sensors in chaotic moments trying to get back in.
Back soon.
There was a 0-point time in there from RRQ to B main and sees nothing.
Here.
Smoke vào mà.
Of course, the
Không biết rồi.
will have to be smoked off, likely Jemkin
Ulti
is
luôn.
dead, and he is split coming into site.
Crazy guy, giữ sai.
Right now on the stairs, Juicy wants to take the action to it.
Tụi ulti rồi. Crazy guy. Crazy guy. Ôi, crazy guy ơi, đâu được rồi. Hay này, hay này. Hay quá, cứu được crazy guy rồi. Nhưng mà thì bạn vào sai hết rồi. Giờ retake kiểu gì bây giờ thôi. Đây là bây giờ bắn retake thôi. Vào anh em. Ui kìa. Hay, Monier bắt được Spring nhưng mà Juicy trade được rồi. Xero Crazy Guy đã chết, cả đứa đang hô. Ôi. Đó.
With a 67% attack side win rate on this map, they're the ones that flip the map, but Wolves are showing they can do it just as well.
Why are you coming up really juicy? That initial kill, this peak right there from Jemkin. He had the crosshair placed where it needed to be. The reaction. One of the best duelists we've had performing in this tournament so far in Juicy was way too sick.
Jemkin chưa nóng anh em ơi. Jemkin phải nóng.
That is something we've seen many times when Coach Fade gets in the mix.
Good call from Moniet there to make the TP up. Revealed inside that grab net, it would have been curtains for him quickly. Jemkin needs this. Good start for the team, and YU's head is gripped clean off.
Certainly has no lack of confidence, Jemkin, even after the disaster of last round on the retake. He will not slow down, he's not going to ease up. Wolves now on the pivot towards B main. Kushi has been playing very close on a lot of these rounds. He is jiggle peeking, does get the info. Drone, tag onto Sufa.
He'll walk it away. With the 1 minute mark of the round, Jemkin still sat here in Covey.
Sufa droning up mid, hoping that that will draw some attention, get some information if someone is pushed down. Not the case. Dimensional drift and another 4 versus 5. We've seen this story before. It didn't work out on the prior. Juicy committing to the side, tripwire. Dangerously close.
Hay Kushi ơi.
Used over towards Boathouse, but RRQ can recover.
30 seconds
There's a
left.
TP4, just saw that from Spring, right at the edge of the smoke. Watched by two, but this rapid
Ôi.
not covered adequately.
Hay.
Xfero has to deal with it himself. Here comes a second wave.
3v2.
Still no plan.
Retake, Jemkin có úp.
Yeah, does have a paranoia to get back in. That's a significant piece of utility for RRQ. Both dark covers used. Jemkin wants to
Jemkin
get here.
cầm vandal rồi.
Just gets the rifle, throws the op to
Crazy guy làm gì đây?
Paranoia.
Hay.
Spring sees it coming and still can't stop Crazy Guy.
Ôi kìa, ôi kìa, ôi kìa, ôi kìa.
It's low, and it's on Monyet.
Monyet.
Oh, just swings the right, but Sufat unaware. Try to recon to light this one up. Sufat.
Ôi ôi ôi.
Straight right.
Vai luôn.
What a Red Bull clutch! All comers from all angles, all too easy for Sufat.
He simply does it all for this team. We've seen him clutch. We've seen him top the boards in terms of kills in these games. He's IGLing. He's hyping them up. He's talking trash. He's questioning, what the hell are these guys doing? How are they letting me get away with that? RRQ forced onto an eco. Just a hero rifle for Jemkin.
Cố lên Jemkin ơi.
Disastrous tale for RRQ.
Jemkin
On a
ơi.
scent defense.
Ngủ lâu quá rồi Jemkin ơi.
The same struggles against
Ôi
Jemkin.
Jemkin ơi.
Jemkin is cut down to 5 in the first encounter.
Cushy even down to 28 off the spam. I'm sure Jemkin would love to throw that rifle over to a healthier player on the squad. Main control going to be acquired from Wolves on account of this drone. Now they want to push towards A as well. Monyet has been a menace in this
Jemkin
area.
không đổi
He's
súng.
gotten some
Vẫn giữ cho mình khẩu ban đầu.
kills, but with just the classic, you can't expect him to do that.
Jemkin.
This could be ugly. Our drone re-clear of B main. Seems to allow Jemkin to post up a bit further forward and ask for more. Sufat eventually pinged out there, so does not want to linger.
Seeing the Sova there, though, will certainly keep RRQ's attention towards B main, but now the execute is coming through. A very mesh recon going over the top. It's just a
30
close-up.
seconds left.
Ôi ôi thôi xong rồi.
And
Jemkin
it is
chết luôn rồi.
safe to say Wolves have again achieved their objective. Very structured in the early to mid round.
Planted.
Clearing that util, working the map. See, Sufat never overextended on the B side, and now we can assist.
Last
The
player
light flank.
standing.
And it's unlikely rather that he will be needed. Cushy was brought to 28 health by the spam at the start of the round, and he has seen no action since.
Wolves have been able to really frequently cycle back into these ultimates. Sufat, one away from the Hunter's Fury. Lysor on the verge of that annihilation as well when we get to the second last round of the half. Again, it is just...
Đợi chết bom rồi.
It's patient from Wolves. They work the map, keep attention on B. Eventually when someone pushes out of main, Sufat is still covering that angle, finds a free isolated kill. The team are able to get into a very lightly held A site. This is excellent stuff from Wolves. And it is very reminiscent of their attack side against Billy with this comp. They found so much success there. And we started feeling a little bit worried on the side swap because they didn't actually really pop off on defense where you expect them to when they have Deadlock, Cypher, Yoru, and we're getting it off online. It's where this comp thrive.
One enemy remaining.
And his RRQ team are struggling to deal with the pace of Wolves. Wolves are not splitting the map, they're not splitting these sites. They're actually just pushing straight through B main or A main, as was the case there. It's hard for them to get early action, the defenders, or catch any crosses.
We've seen Spring play this angle before.
That didn't work last time.
Jemkin Mon. So they want to clear. One-way cage being popped. B main controlled by Wolves. There's the annihilation for Lysor.
Again, we know Wolves like to make use of all.
Ôi Monyet ơi, pick làm gì Monyet ơi.
Just trundles
Tò mò tôm Monyet ơi, không mà chưa được cho em cả.
Probably won't see it again, but this time it works.
He's taken timings in main before and they worked out, but haphazard in that situation to just extend himself in there. Spring in a cheeky off angle.
Wow.
The site is absolutely free for
Retake A.
Here come Wolves. Annihilation pop, just in case someone is there, they would at the very least be on the run. Why Can he be caught?
Ôi kìa, Infero! Ôi, ta mình.
Do they dare go for this 3-4? Look at the state of their economy. Super still with the Hunter's Fury. He got that up from planting the spike. I'm really in a great position to use it, however. Spam on the crazy guy. Cushy weak as well. He's in on the side.
Ai. Nhưng mà khó.
But they are going to walk away here. 3 gun savers. The risk is far too great this late in the half.
Time has completely dwindled.
Xếp 3 súng.
They're just simply relying on the final round of this half to get to only 4 on Ascent defense. They have ultimates to contend with here. Real danger of a one-sided blowout half for Wolves.
Is that my boy Lysor on his feet?
Oh, Lysor can't wait to just stand up and look at the other team.
Is that guy at the end?
No arm movement, just simply standing up.
It's like the guy at the end of the flight who knows he's not getting
Hello anh béo.
wants to stand up in the aisle still. Like, oh, I gotta stretch my legs.
Tình hình là RRQ đang không đấm được Whoop anh em ơi. Đang bị Whoop đấm ngược lại rồi.
Guardian for Xfero. Wolves have done such a great job working the map, exploiting some over pushes from RRQ to get info. Jemkin wants to fight this in main. He has one yet with him driving that comes down.
Mày cược hay rồi á, tao có cược rồi. Để mẹ làm gì có tiền. Hay, ôi hay, 3 mạng rồi. 3-1.
More than enough for RRQ to relieve the pressure of this round 12 that could have set them to 3-9.
That time just giving Mon yet a friend to help him in A main.
Mà thua nữa thì chịu á.
A very simple trap setup, but incredibly effective as the paranoia catches multiple players, isolates a second duel.
Ôi kìa, bắt đầu giờ cam xong như thu lại mà.
There were a couple players that I would trust to maybe come up in a clutch here. It would definitely be Sufa and YU right now. It's not out of the question. It's going to be incredibly difficult.
Sufat's definitely lost the element of surprise here and been revealed by that neural theft. Known to RRQ as lingering near A main.
30 seconds left.
Find yet another opportunity. There's obviously neural theft here for YU. Should there be an appropriate corpse?
Ôi, Hồng ơi. Ai, chạy đi Xpro ơi, chạy đi. Nghe tiếng rồi, cắn cam rồi, thôi chết rồi. Tỷ số sẽ là 8-4 dành cho RRQ. À không. Thì là 8-4. Đã trước đang là úp. Xem nào. RRQ với tỷ lệ thắng bên attack là 64% anh em nhé. 64%. Nào xem anh Jump King nếu bị anh Jump King bắt quanh dẹp. Cút hay không á? Seed 1 lại cút xuống hết bắn đánh thua là thì đéo nào. Địt mẹ đánh thua chữ Seed 1 bắn. Hài phết. Đủ mắt Loki ra rồi á? Đủ má ghê vậy. New Loki Style and Flow, New Master Reality, New Limited Quest. Wow. Wow, Loki. VL Loki. Master VL. Phải đá nha, phải đá nha, phải đá nha, phải đá nha. Cốt phát anh em ơi, nhập cốt phát. Để ra ship một vết tắt cho ship đầu tiên ra sân bay.
Coming back to you at halftime here on
Cái
set
đi trời.
with RRQ and Wolves. Not exactly the start that RRQ were looking for, but against Gen G and Pacific, they only got 3 defense side rounds, still won the map, so fear not if you're an RRQ fan. Here's a Coinbase Econ report. Looking across, it's pretty clear to see that Spring is an outlier with a great showing. Long yet also, just a very efficient river. This Econ
Sao tôi bán Araxit thôi?
is a measure of
Hả?
how much damage you're able
Sao
to
tôi bán
get.
dao Araxit thôi?
Ừ, nhưng mà tao mua mình đeo này, không thích.
Sao nghĩ đã vậy?
Tao cần code. Sao cái Discord của bọn này nó không hoạt động cái này? Discord bên Blue Lock nó đơ mẹ rồi này.
Tao nghĩ nó có code này nè.
Đâu code đâu.
Em gửi cho. Từ nó bị lắc á.
Ừ thì mẹ
Đâu,
Discord
nó lắc
Discord
á.
của bọn kia nó lắc mẹ luôn mà. Muốn một code rồi à?
222.
Bảy mấy năm what the fuck, có cả cash boot DM. Không có gì hữu dụng hơn đi. Loki. Sao có mỗi 5 lucky spin này? Phèn thế.
Vì Loki 0,15 0,156. Đó là Loki ọt hay là normal ọt vậy?
Lucky.
What the fuck? Thường sinh.
Lucky bây giờ có cả epic ạ, vãi đái.
Rồi 0,15 vậy.
Mà Lucky bây giờ nó có quay ở epic mày ơi, phèn quá. Suzuki Mija ấy này, đúng mà.
Giờ vô kỳ quá quỷ gì chứ.
Chịu rồi.
Có Smith luôn rồi. Ai cái đó.
BB freestyle này. À, quay mẹ World Class đã khó rồi, quay Master đến bao giờ?
Má hồi đủ mẹ gần triệu người chơi rồi. What the fuck? Đến bao giờ thì ra Master. Ủa rồi đụng má rồi mốt mà nó ra thêm con mới nằm trong vòng đó nữa. Quay ra chồng con kia chắc cười ẻ luôn quá.
Mệt.
Đủ. Mày đừng biết bỏ gì luôn, quay follow trước đi.
Thôi, tao quay xem giải tiếp đây, thì mẹ đã vào xem tí đây. Kìa mẹ, Wolf lại thắng Pistol rồi. Tao có seed 1 của Mỹ là G2 chuẩn bị ra sân bay, EME này là Fnatic. Fnatic bắn Genji cũng trông mẹ cút cút đấy. Trông cũng cút cút đấy. Địt mẹ, seed 1 xuống hết những thua bắn.
That really hurts them there, and there's a sense of destiny about Wolves here to take a round like that. And they are RRQ need to come up with something
Má
soon.
sao mà thường ổn quá. Lộn má.
Can't imagine it's going to be on this round. It's just 5 classics. And again, I can't help but feel like we need to just harken back to yesterday with XLG making their debut in this same situation. Not playing hot with a
Ui ui, vãi lùn.
everybody down.
Will it blend? RRQ edition.
Ai à?
The answer is yes.
Thôi thôi thôi, tôi Kushi ơi, Kushi ơi.
Or rather Cushy. Crazy guy himself now will have to try and salvage.
Sao mày không nhặt súng đi Kushi ơi?
This is one of those
Cầm classic chạy vào smoke à?
astronomically low percent chance of success.
Anh
So I
chuột
think you
phải
tilt
của mẹ
up
nè.
the wazoo here on this big site.
Ừ xin.
Crazy guy who had to spend a lot of time in tier
Cố đặt bom.
sort of
Mẹ, cố bắt đặt bom là hay à?
crazily experienced player.
He's been competing in TAC FPS games for over 10 years at this point. I remember
Line up
him
flash.
debuting as a
Line up
female
flash.
substitute hopper at a DreamHack tournament way back in 2015. Has had a redemption arc as of the last couple years. qualified with Bleed.
Against
Juicy
Jemkin.
on that
Yeah.
team against Jemkin. This game is pretty story rich. Histories between these players, and then
Ui, này trời.
had those struggles with Bleed in that debut season in Pacific. Had to go back to Challengers, work his way back into the VCT, joins up with RRQ, and that's
Quả đấy ha, quả đấy thợ KO à, thì mẹ sẽ ném quả Molly ra xong rồi mẹ flash cùng Molly luôn, mẹ flash giặt Molly. Đủ mà được test hàng ngờ người luôn. À thôi không sao, này try rồi. Nice try crazy guy, nice try. Jemkin wake up Jemkin. Wake up Jemkin ơi.
This Wolves squad have come in just bringing everything they've got. Their players individually have been white hot all tournament long.
RRQ need to find a way to generate some momentum of their own. It's his buy round that really has to be the start of all that.
Ủa rồi xong rồi, thôi xong. Ui, hay. Man, thì vệ đầu tỉ vậy lụt. À, sợ thật. Nó ném quả thì mẹ. Lý quỷ đẹp vãi lụt. Để thêm một flash nữa. May mà bắn được.
Going to keep RRQ on their toes at any given time. That trap could be sprung. They pivoted all the way over towards this A side.
Chạy vào rồi. Chạy vào truy rồi. Phá ship. Bay vào, Jemkin. Bắt được một thằng. Có một thằng trong side. Bất kỳ. Ui. Ui. Ui, hay rồi. Ôi ôi. Ôi ôi. Xfero đang đi rất kinh.
Working his way through heaven, would love to accomplish getting at least a
Hay, Xfero rồi.
One or two more guns, Wyatt. Lysol with the ghost. Definitely put in the least advantageous position.
That being said, a kill would get him closer to that annihilation.
We only really saw one of them from Lysol and just missed clipping a player over towards tiles in that first half. Again, Lysol a huge part of, the engine room in terms of stall utility. Of course, that grab net play that didn't quite go off the way they planned it. Lysol will bathe in the blast. We'll get on with our lives. Round at number 16 coming at you. And RRQ with their first buy maintain 4 Vandals.
Hay này. Một DS ném flash là hay này.
Just turned quick enough, saved his team. Potential demise.
That kill there is big. I mean, Sufat.
Một DS của đấy hay á, một DS của đấy mà man đi mẹ bắn chưa phát là thôi, đi hết. Đi hết.
Have to keep your eyes on him in this round. Impressive to see him top fragging in this game as well. Typically for this team, it is just Jemkin taking over at all times. The rest of the players sort of even statistical spread. There's some damage
Ui, phải còn spam kìa.
lucky to be alive. Team almost lacking smokes. That kill was collected.
Ôi, timing hay.
Okay, well, classic spring.
Ôi kìa. Ôi. Ôi, từ mấy anh trai ơi. Ôi rồi, từ mấy anh trai ơi.
Assume control of his A side as already the rotates coming in. Now, Sealfat has the Odin.
I know exactly where you are.
Will be revealed here now by that Cypher ult.
Going to keep Wolves at bay right now. Perhaps he's just going to opt to save. Sufat would love to get a tag with this drone and someone to spam down with the Odin, but
got Jemkin.
It's not going to happen. Recon, they're going to try to scale in. Time dwindling a bit.
They don't have the money for this. To risk these weapons here, they're going
Ôi, Xfero ơi.
is committed, clearly. In for a penny, in for a pound, he says. But the player inside tree, it's Jemkin, is going to show some leg here and be a little quicker on the trigger finger to boot. RRQ are clambering desperately back into the map.
Couple good multiplayer faces at the end there, just to clean things up from main and back gen. Spring going for a questionably aggro play, swinging out there.
This presents himself, doesn't it?
Before the flash actually popped from Juicy, the timing just a little bit off. And then Juicy does find a moment to pop himself out of the smoke, but at that point, already down one. Things are getting traded out.
It is mistakes like that missed timing on the pop flash for Spring that are going to be punished by a team of RRQ's caliber.
Cage trigger.
100%. They are quality in terms of the fundamentals, trading things out effectively. Nothing crazy on that round, just a good A split.
Ui dồi, ôi dồi, địt mẹ Spring Move.
And it seems like with Monyet being near enough to hear that pressure coming, RRQ will be happy to just get into this B site, which they're going
Ai Jamkin ơi.
to will be lighter on players, and they are absolutely correct.
Đừng overhit Jamkin ơi. Rồi cái đấy rồi Jamkin đẹp rồi Jamkin ơi, đẹp rồi. Sớm bài bản giải bản này ai lock cái C, lock cái B vào.
Highest value ults that you can get on this ascent map with the age-old comp.
And the pattern that RRQ have made use of to their great success over in Pacific is really simple. It's Jemkin gets first kills. In their final series against Gen G, he was 26 for 12. First kills, first deaths.
Insane.
We mentioned like he has 137. It is an absurd outlier stat that RRQ always get Jemkin in position to succeed in these early rounds.
Chạy. Không tham muốn nhé được. Tìm nói echo mà. Sư phát đéo chết kịp à? Sư phát đéo chết kịp. Quá béo. Béo quá chạy không kịp anh em ơi.
I get that he doesn't want to give it ult off, but maybe
he was a little bit too far away to run into the spike explosion.
Béo quá chạy không kịp. Chu phát.
That's not where you want to be.
Alright, Wolves are going to pick up the operator. It is crucial to the success of this double sentinel comp. You want to be able to use that off with your Yoru and have it route the attacking team into the sites that are specifically littered with a ton of that sentinel utility. It's crucial for this machine to be working. On the swing, but Juicy gets out of dodge, posts up on a safer angle.
Ôi nó có mốt với anh em ơi. Chạy ơi, em quên chạy em quên. Anh chết mẹ bây giờ.
Pop flash from Juicy wants to get out recon as well to post up on the angle. I like this, but Jemkin might just timing him.
It's Jemkin's individual brilliance that's allowed him to succeed in these situations prior.
Jemkin. Ui cái này gì gai ơi. Anh hút đạn lắm thế.
Somewhat of a sell of this fake, I guess, as RRQ now turn their eyes over towards the B side of the
Jemkin.
map. There's going to be a player to Jemkin's immediate right.
Jemkin.
Crossing here could be
Jemkin.
dangerous.
Ôi thôi xong rồi.
KO properly. And in comes the cocoon. Nice little catch off the annihilation here, and Wolves aren't really in a great position to help Juicy out. No, Jemkin
Ôi.
got caught.
Hay.
In the boathouse though.
3v2. Một nét điều máu rồi. Còn Xfero đang ở ngoài, Xfero sẽ bắt được mạng, Xfero phải bắt được mạng, không thì thua. Xfero. Tạm mình Xfero ơi. Tạm mình Xfero ơi. Hỏng rồi.
Big opening made here by YU. Cushy trying to keep Wolves at bay, but they are coming. And they're gonna
Ai.
Cushy's third of the round.
Ôi. Ai. Đau tim vậy luôn. Thấy luôn mà.
Another giant step towards evening up
this
then attack side RRQ on full display.
Sợ luôn anh em ơi. Đi mẹ.
So dangerous to get into the site. Lyxor was inevitably going to find someone with that annihilation, playing defensively all the way in the back. That still wasn't enough. Wolves were just too far away.
Ôi rồi ôi.
Were not there in time to assist. Sure, Lyxor gets the one, but he is completely overwhelmed by the numbers of RRQ, and Xfero gets a great moment to push towards spawn, get in the dark cover. Catch out one of those Wolves players who felt like, I need to get in here to help Lyxor ASAP. I need to try to flood in to assist. Get a timing right now, swing towards stairs, get a fight, but it just doesn't come. And Coach Fade now getting into that second time out of the game.
Two things I'm looking for from the Wolves side of things is the early play from Spring. Much better on that last round. Took Crazy Guy down instantly, playing a much safer spot over on that A site. And can Wolves generate an early advantage off of this grab net flash combination? Seen it once. It was against it was a bonus round for Wolves. They really need to throw what they can at Jemkin to stop him from getting rolling early. Those Jet first kills, no joke. We've talked about the stats already. It's a huge part of RRQ's run here. Jemkin has to be nullified entirely as a star player on this map.
It's going to be all sheriffs here for Wolves. The RRQ economy has been out of control. Push here towards main from Juicy. Xfero with his eyes on this location. And we've just been seeing on these rounds, it is the story with RRQ. They're not reinventing the game. They are playing a style that we have seen, going for executes that we have seen a million times over with this composition, but they just do it so well.
They don't invent the wheel, Wyatt, they just grease it and turn it.
Working way up top mid, double face into YU, who's able to stay alive for now.
Này. One two three pop quá đẹp. Juicy, check lại main, clear cái lại main anh em ơi.
Spike down.
Ôi kìa.
Jemkin went to hunt Juicy. And RRQ looking absolutely ruthless on this anti-eco round.
Nó nghe tiếng rồi. Xfero ơi, nó nghe tiếng rồi mà, Xfero ơi.
Something to work with. With that smoke thrown up, Wolves will be allowed access here to the site.
And that is a gun recovered for Spring. He picks up that Vandal. Lightsword gets one as well. Real opportunity all of a sudden.
Jemkin hoping to take this first contact.
Ai.
Will be handled. Jemkin has 3 for the round.
Hay Jemkin rồi.
Now we've got ourselves a game, folks. 1 round stands between RRQ and Wolves' 10-round total.
On their debut, this RRQ squad, they have managed to hold their nerve, not succumb to the fact that they were down by such a significant margin that they lose the second half pistol. Being on the big stage hasn't gotten to them. They've completely rallied back into this game. They have so much economic pressure on Wolves. RRQ can buy every single round with ease. Juicy's going to pick up that operator again. Wasn't able to find success with it on the prior round. This time towards Cat, taking a bit towards Styles. Oh my God, Jemkin is in so fast right now.
Jemkin ơi, chill Jemkin ơi, chill Jemkin thôi. Vội quá.
In the meantime, the spike is working its way up. Cat just hoping to get a fake into the site. Sonic sensor destroyed by that shock dart. They're trying to scale in.
What a timing for Lysor!
Spike down.
Shuts RRQ down instantly. Monget can bail them out, but this has still now gotten very, very dangerous and very much out of hand. Crazy Guy's just walking away. Monget does not have that opportunity. He is in the side. Gets the plant down now and is hoping, praying the Crazy Guy can get there in time, but he's got a barrier in his way. He's got to break through this quickly.
He is able to do so. Has one flash to try to pop out of the smoke. Give some assistance to Monget, who's stuck in hell.
Crazy Guy taking a little bit of damage here through this dark cover down to 5. It's getting
Ôi.
dangerous, and there it is.
Này chà.
Why you knows exactly what the KO is. And here come Wolves back to winning ways, and doing so while maintaining some very expensive weaponry here. Odin, operator, still in hand for this team.
RRQ love to sell a fake, but this time it's not bought. Sufa
Enemy remaining.
with that initial spam kill. The players over on A didn't really need to rotate off. There was still a lot of utility from that deadlock to keep the players that were pivoting through tree at bay. That allows for some Wolves rotates to get there, but Lysor coming up with a huge 2K. Doesn't look insane on the scoreboard right now, but I think his best play actually has come from deadlock on Ascent versus the Omen on some of the other maps. This is fast from RRQ. They're getting right up into the main. They want to get into the site. A lot of tripwires to deal with. Jemkin over the top.
This time Sufat isn't here to spray anyone down to play off any of that site. We do tell it's why you in the site.
Hay này. Thì bạn bắn lỗi.
He thought he had it, already made the adjustment. but he just didn't connect that headshot.
Rush nhanh.
Maybe if Sufat can somehow pick up one kill here, a spam kill, he'd have the Hunter's Fury.
Hunter Fury. Bắt đầu một.
Can he capitalize? No, Sufat just out of the way, narrowly. Do they try to go for this right now?
Ui kìa, spam kìa.
They know they can just focus on the players here. Juicy wants to get down lane, beat from X Sparrow goes instead.
Ôi kìa, ôi kìa, X-Faro ơi. Hay em Kiên ơi. Em Kiên ơi. Em Kiên ơi. Em Kiên ơi. Hay em Kiên ơi. Hay em Kiên, anh ấy đi săn mạng rồi. Em Kiên đi săn mạng rồi. Hay rồi. Mà mất mẹ hết 5 súng ạ, vãi luôn. Mất con mẹ 5 súng ạ. À rồi, Jam King ơi. Jam King. Tại sao người ấy là King? Tự nhiên là lý do người ấy là King. Yes sir, Jam King.
RRQ are so close to tying this game up. Just one round away. Can Wolves close things out? Juicy still with this operator. He was able to get away with his life. He wants to post up in B main.
Ôi 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 ôi. Ôi ôi, chết mẹ rồi. X-Faro yếu rồi. Mà X-Faro bắt được Yoshi rồi, hay này. Vẫn là 4v4 nhưng mà X-Faro hơi yếu rồi. Về thông tin. Ôi ôi ôi, Tam Minh này. Ôi. Đen rồi. Đen rồi. Ở đây đen này. Sao? Vào. Ôi 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 ôi. Ôi trời ơi. Ôi. Này trời. Này trời, địt mẹ nó có match point này anh em ơi. Match point rồi. Hết tiền rồi. Còn hết tiền nữa. Ôi, đèn.
Does he run into get some on the teleport? That was madness in main. Absolute madness. RRQ going to pivot right into a timeout. Time to calm things down after a very, very chaotic round.
Neither team actually has a strong economy to play this round. Wolves are going to try and end the map with a couple of half armors maybe mixed in here. Still fine for them, of course, after winning the previous one. And Jemkin has been the kind of player that's actually shone in post-plant anchoring situations for RRQ this map. So getting ahead of that stall util, that fast play into B has been one of the most effective tools that RRQ have been able to leverage to get these round wins. But they're running into an annihilation. Dimensional drift for Juicy is definitely on the table. He's 2 orbs away from developing that.
Get back into this. You mentioned the economy, but Wolves at the moment having to invest so much. They win that prior round, so if RRQ take this, the final round of this regular time would be a bad buy for Wolves. This is so important right now for the Pacific #1 seed. It's not their map pick, but it's at the top of their pool. They're making a serious go at running this back. Comeback feels so real. They're on the precipice. It's going to be a lot of pressure towards a main 0 point, clearing things out.
Step 1 is play through the one-way. RRQ are happy to walk it, and there's no forward presence from Wolves to play off of it.
YU has moved his setup to this A side this time. Kill Trip Insight to play off. Cage to dance around when a hit comes in. Jemkin over the top gen.
She's going to clear hell now. Jemkin is on the side. YU gets lit.
Hey.
Oh, that's hurting for the defenders. Sufat though gets involved. He's on that upper
Hey.
side. Eventually traded out. RRQ player advantage.
Juicy flash through, but dark cover down. Do they dare find a timing to try to just pop flash out of this when the spike is going down? Now Juicy began to rotate towards tree.
This spot for Xfero is so good. Juicy.
Hay, Faro ơi.
That shuts down any chance of a split flood for the defenders.
Ui kìa.
Springfound Jemkin just
Hay hay. Spam đẹp.
through the floorboards. Gets RRQ that round that could well be worth 2, that could send us into overtime.
Wolves perhaps feeling committed, or that they were just about to get
Muốn đi trắng xóa.
so they do swing out. They lose all of the weaponry. There's been some serious issues on these A hits with Wolves being able to deal with the recon darts. Multiple rounds on these executes. It's been YU getting lit up, picked off by Jemkin.
Liệu có overtime dành cho RRQ hay không đây?
At every turn, this buy for Wolves is horrific. RRQ, this is the perfect opportunity to rally this game all the way back. They've held their nerve. They can take this to OT.
And it starts with a 3-player push into mid. Wolves only have the token presence of the
Good
trapwire here. Jemkin's trying to figure out
Được
how to
rồi.
get under it. I respect that.
Wow.
They had to clear it
Execute.
manually, and now this push through market is a belated approach for Xperi here in B main, and Juicy's definitely expecting it with the cyber cage up and on the side. Here comes
Ôi.
RRQ, Juicy
Ôi.
short window. He's found 2 to
Ôi ôi.
He's gonna see it all and crucially get out
Ôi.
alive.
Ôi.
Blocks it down on the side, and RRQ collapsing in a screaming heap. Silfat tries to finish the
Bye luôn. Thua map 1.
Spider's Lair, RRQ wonder, and it's Wolves' map pick. Do they start with a win on your feet, hands together?
Vãi đái nhỉ.
Wolves are far from done.
That lead was just insurmountable.
Nói rằng Juicy hay thật.
Good on the attack side, but they win the pistol in the second half as well. RRQ made a hell of a go at it, but they just could not come all the way back. Wolves looking so good again against all odds. How do they keep doing it? This team can't help but defy expectations.
Magic seeping up out of the cobblestones here at the Anacare Arena in Toronto. We're to step away, but next the Intu and the analyst desk are going to break down our first map.
What are you guys doing? I don't know, man. I don't even know what are they doing. Let's go! Woo! Let's go!
Man, I was just getting warmed up.
Spike defused.
What the fuck?
Red Bull gives you wings.
300 bên cái đéo không cắt chi hết. Cái đéo gì vậy? Không có 3% cái gì
Cái gì?
nào có Loki chụp chụm server luôn.
Nó Loki như nào?
Chiêu cướp banh là đẩy, nói chung là còn cướp banh không mà cứ đứng giữa sân mà nó không cướp được cái banh của mày.
Đéo rồi đây.
Với lại mà chiêu của giống Nagi á, có chiêu xúc chặn banh của Kaiser luôn, chặn con tim của Kaiser luôn.
The fuck?
Còn qua cái đinh thì là hai chiêu cướp banh.
RRQ 1-0 rồi, thua một map rồi.
Ủa, bởi vì chúng ta không có Loki, thắng là có Loki.
All right, let's do this. Paper. Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. JK. I threw a scissors. Who did I throw off? Who did I throw off? Who do we have left? Okay, we got a tie over here. Oh, already.
Đéo hết được mà.
I rid of 60% of the team. I'm a clutcher. Are we ready? I'm gonna do scissors. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay, actually, you beat me, I beat you, but I'm already winner right here. What's her name, by the way? Jade, congratulations. She is our winner here. Everybody give it up to Jade. You get to choose between signs of RRQ or also from Wolves. Which one would you like?
Wolves.
Let's go. So we're cheering for Wolves. Thank you so much, everybody. Continue and enjoy the game. See you for more eventually.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Here with Coach Fade. Brother, whew, what a game. What a game that was. Looking good right now. Would it be safe to say that everything is going according to plan, even with what happened toward the tail end of that game?
There were definitely some hiccups throughout our defense. So I think it's like some jitters since we haven't played in a couple of days.
Yeah.
So I think we will be fine by map 2.
Yeah. What makes this team just what they are, so
Team F.
different, so talented? What do you think is the difference between what
Cái
you
nút
guys
truyền của tao nó bị cái đéo rồi đấy.
what your opponent provides?
I think we have really strong mental and trust between our members.
Mà
So I think that carried through a lot.
nút
Well, we
truyền
see
truyền
it
đéo
from you,
được.
brother. Congratulations. We'll see you later. Back to you guys.
Wolves, they continue their win streak here at Masters Toronto. I'm your hosting, so I'm back here with Kukuka and Mimi. You know, after that first half, you have to say it was probably in the favor of Wolves, but Kukuka, it was a little bit too close for comfort towards the end. But a win is still a win.
We know the Ascent is all about the attack side and what you can do with it. I think that on the side of Wolves, it had to do a lot with the deadlock. Not only because I'm a deadlock enjoyer, but I think that we could see in this matchup the impact that it was having. And also, on the other side, we were seeing a Jenkin, that it was a little bit jank out from the side of the defense.
Out.
Yeah. Is that English?
No, it's right.
Okay.
It's just... Se la bella.
Okay.
Yeah.
No se la ha pelado, pero sí.
Anyway, Mimi, what did you think?
I mean, I was super impressed with Wolves' attack side. I think the way that they use their utility is super high value. They have a lot of set plays around the net. They're like juggling their utility to contain space on the attack, but defense was a little bit troubling.
Yeah, let's talk about and look at some of the utility we saw from that double senti comp in our HyperX reflex moment of the day. Why you, part of that dynamic duo, bringing so much impact.
Yeah, and when we look at this play, this is a perfect example. We're speaking about a bonus that is going to mean also the chance for Wolves to snowball in the first half. YU gets this amazing 4K, but it wouldn't have been possible without that wall that we're seeing, without the grab net and the camera combo. Look at this beautiful combo, just to set up such an easy kill for them.
And remember, this is the new deadlock where that net is the refreshable piece of utility, so you can have that online multiple times throughout the round. Wolves is a really slow team. You saw it on the side. They are defaulting on the attack side before ever committing to a hit. So it means that they can afford to use that net early to take something like B-main control and then reset and have it again for that execute. And I felt like they were getting a lot of value out of the refresh and the initial time they got to use that piece of utility.
They did, but on the defense, it was just something about RRQ, you know, Cushy as well. If you look at the scoreboard, how on earth did they manage to not actually make that comeback?
Yeah, it's so surprising to see Jenkin not putting out outrageous numbers. And if we take a look at the side of Wolves, everything's pretty evened out. I feel like everybody in this team has their moments of finding a lot of impact. Like Lysor was not having the best first half in the kill department.
Still stood up.
It doesn't matter because it pisses me off because it's like, yes, he might have not gotten the kill, but without everything else that he did in the round, you wouldn't have been able to even gotten to side or get the spike down.
Very true. For Junkin, he's a guy who plays alone a lot. He doesn't have like constant double initiator support in the way some other duelists in this tournament do. Maybe like someone like Roger would be an example.
Game sắm rồi cho ít cốt thế nhỉ.
On this map, like alone in mid, walking up in the mid round. And I think Wolves did a great job of avoiding him when he was on those walks and really focusing on just pounding the extremities and running over those side anchors, isolating them with the double senti.
I've already spoken about this. Sufa BB, my favorite player in this tournament. If he's not your favorite player, you're wrong. What are you doing? Open your eyes, because Mimi, he just does things like this, and the vibes he brings afterwards as well is so infectious.
I love his energy on the stage. I mean, half of Wolves was standing up after winning a lot of these rounds, but he has such an infectious presence there. Just looking at him, what are you doing? Yelling. He's definitely the person who's bringing the vibes.
Aura, Mimi. The word that you're looking for is aura. Every single time that he stands up, he always says the right thing, not only to his teammates, but also to the opposing team. I think that there was a moment also with we saw RRQ being a little bit more aggressive on the defense, trying to break the timings a little bit, something that you think you can take advantage of, not as experienced. But they actually learned onto those mistakes so quickly, and CFAT has to be one of the key parts for that.
We will be heading to RRQ's map pick next, so let's hear what Coach Ewok had to say ahead of map 2.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Here with Coach Ewok from RRQ as we get ready for this second map here. Now, the trend in playoffs has been that the 1 seeds have been struggling. This is not what you wanted as well. How do you guys look to avoid this as we get ready for map 2?
There's
been a lot of 1 seeds also in the league. They were all losing as well. We were the only one that broke it first, so we're looking to do that here as well.
Looking to break your guys. How do you guys do that, and what's the player that you're looking to really lean on in this situation to bring you guys to map 3?
I think we just overall, we started strong. Of course, we lost double pistol, we lost bonus, so we just need we're a little bit more warmed up now.
Yep.
We usually lose map 1, so this is just part of the story for us.
All right, it's all part of the plan, he says. All right, brother. Well, thank you so much for your
What
time.
the fuck, cái nút truyền tay bị ngu rồi.
They're gonna have to bring something here, especially with those pistols as well on Icebox, because if they don't, they're also gonna be dropping down into the lower zone.
Các đéo kiểu truyền nhảy được ấy. Bị cái đéo ấy, tay vẽ lùn. Đéo truyền nhảy được mày ơi.
Believe it with RRQ. They really got into the game in that second half. Key players like Jemkin were coming online. And he's absolutely right that they played a lot of long series, especially in that playoff run to qualify to.
Yeah, and one thing that I like about this Icebox is that they're going to be starting on the attack. We saw how well it was going on Ascent, and I want them to have the autonomy to choose the fate of the rounds.
But the question is, what comp are they going to be playing?
Yeah.
They were a Teo team when they showed this before. This is another map that has a lot of variety.
Make the same argument.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's true too. We haven't seen them here at this event on this map, so it's a lot of question marks all over.
I'm getting ahead of myself because we do have a second match coming up, but
I'm lonely.
my goodness, nobody plays Sage here. I just want to see the Sage. Oh my god, nobody likes
If
Sage.
we get Icebox, you're going to be
Mẹ.
treated. I don't know if we will see
Chịu
it.
nhỉ?
I pray that we will in the second series, and we get some Sage, but maybe, Yinsu, maybe we see it now.
Yeah, why not? Why not? I mean, I don't think we will, but as we take a look at the last Sage collected here, instant lock-ins from both sides.
So RRQ play the old kind of comp there, but not that KO. It's the Omen look instead with the double control. I really like this choice. I think Omen's biggest strength is being able to disrupt space in mid on the attacking side. Throw down smokes, teleport top 2, and really make life difficult for Lysor as that Killjoy player.
What I like about it is actually the playing also as a second layer to that duelist. No matter if it is on the attack or on the defense, it gives you another layer of depth that I actually favor as well.
Watch on their AXX as well. If they're putting their smoke on pipes, that does a lot to pull a lot of attention.
Con IQ nó có bị nớp gì không ấy?
Great ideas with this Omen.
Let's find out this one.
Con
Makes it
IQ.
to a map 3. Send it back to your casters.
Tôi thấy nó không nép gì chứ. Nó không thông báo nép gì.
Buồn.
Thông báo bỏ Lucky ấy gắt rồi. Được quá.
Chịu. Chưa thấy thằng nào cầm Loki nhỉ?
Để chứ hàng nào cũng phải hơn lắm chứ có phải
Thì mẹ, cái sơ đéo sút được. Cái sơ sút yếu quá. Không chuyển sang xây bên kia được mẹ.
Khó.
Má cái sơ sút yếu ấy nhở.
Sút Nhanh nhưng mà yếu.
Ừ. Ngon, kêu thằng Rapid xong rồi nè.
ゲームレベルを上げる。ついてこれるバカだけに次の景色を見せてやる。そうやってまだ俺の弟でいるうちはお前は俺を超えられない。
超えられない。Đéo tới được mẹ.
That is absolutely raw. This Monyet is getting pretty close early to having a Viper's Pit for one of these post plants.
Sao nhà làm game bắt buộc phải là số 0,13 ra. Phải 0,25 nữa.
Do you have on this bonus that basically feels like a full buy? They have 3 Vandals.
Mày nói đó là mày nói đủ cái game này quay world class dễ quá, giờ nó cho cái mastery đéo quay được mẹ gì luôn.
We'll see how far Juicy wants to
Master
take this.
they've done their homework. Jemkin, pen in hand, showing that it will be mightier than the Vandal in this case. Juicy stripped down to a bare 57 points to help.
Đi tới đéo muốn làm người đi ra. Quyền không giới.
Two-man retreat, RRQ feel
Ôi
very
giời.
content to just take the space for free. Lightning
Ôi, cái
fast trade from Monyet.
Now, lack of defenders means they can't just throw that one way up a green again. And
Mẹ, cách sâu lồn nó yếu, nó không sút. Giờ thì mẹ tao sút cây sơ toàn sút cho tao team bạn như cây vẽ lùn.
Nãy giờ mà chưa gặp Luki đâu. Hầu đứng vô khung thành chứ nếu gì chứ nó đâu.
À.
Nó ủi cho mày thấy mẹ. Nó ủi như con cu đi vậy, mà nó ủi đi hàng thủ môn luôn á.
Phải lùn.
Oh wow, Mysore not able to get fully on that. The cloud goes up so they can cross with some safety. The breaking of that turret is
Xem thử phát.
Rồi con Tấn quyết định lên. Nhìn skill thôi là đái áo liền.
Má đéo rồi đây.
Mà hay nó có 3 chiêu thôi mà mới có dạng đầu đã xài đến 6 chiêu luôn á.
Má đá rồi. Đủ má cả thì mẹ animation chạy riêng ạ.
Cái thanh nộ vàng của nó mà đầy là nó chạy, nó tự động chạy luôn á, nó chạy cực nhanh, nó chạy như con gì đó, con chi ghi vậy.
Vãi đái thật. Wow, nó chạy đến điên con mẹ luôn.
Hiểu lý do là sao là 0,13%. Nói tao thiệt chứ coi con này không khác gì mà Ronaldo ra đá với mấy hàng dương thường á.
Ủa. Ủa lướt còn mẹ không? Chứ lướt nó còn ủi cái tim nó vãi lùn. Mẹ ủi nhiều người nữa. Con mẹ đéo ở đây.
Thì tao nói là Kunigami, nó ủi được thằng thủ môn luôn á chứ không riêng gì đâu.
Đi
Đứng trong khung thành cũng nghĩ nó đâu.
đi mà.
Bây giờ mà Kaiser hay Jin đồ gặp thằng Loki thì thôi khỏi xúc.
À chịu. Nó bật được bóng. Nó đéo đi mẹ Golden Defense.
Nó bắt dính 100% việc này.
Defense nó còn bắt bóng trên không ấy. Con căng cái này.
Thì đó tao mới nói nó chặn bóng của thằng Jin với thằng gì đó. Đó nè, nhìn Jin nó xúc đi biết.
Ma. Sắp luôn.
Kaiser cũng đéo có tác dụng gì nữa.
Sắp luôn. Mẹ chịu rồi. Trên này là auto dribble à?
Ừ. Mỗi lần đi trước mặt tới một thằng là nó nhảy qua nó lướt qua trái qua phải.
Dùng xong còn có chiêu đá nữa.
Mỗi người đã xài được một lần.
Ừ.
Chiêu đá nó xúc còn hơn rồi kia nó xúc nửa sân.
Mẹ nó lướt cho.
Thì chứ đủ má. Mày cướp được trái banh của con Loki cũng hay lắm á.
Trời.
Chiêu toàn đéo gì quá. Đẩy ủi ghê bóng rồi đủ mới chạy.
Chiêu sút có vẻ bình thường. Chiêu đá trong bình thường.
Bình thường đâu nấy.
Đâu?
Giữa sân sút vô thì nó gọi là bình thường không? Tự xin.
Ý là trông cũng không nhanh đến mức đấy. Có thấy trong Kaiser sút vẫn mạnh, vẫn nhanh hơn.
Nó vẫn spam được. Nghĩa là Loki để nó không thiên gì đá, nó chỉ là thiên về cướp banh với lại tốc độ thôi.
Ừ.
Đá thì chắc có hàng gì đó người Anh gì không biết nữa.
The hell. Lại còn combo nữa.
Thì tao nói mà mới dạng một phải có 6 chiều rồi đó. chưa có tính tới ulti lên nữa. Thì người ta 3 chiều ulti nó tới 5 chiều. Cái lồn má. Ủa mẹ ơi, trong server tao đang quay có hàng có rồi. Nó lướt một cái lắc máy luôn ba.
Ôi.
Hiệu ứng master hả? Má lướt cái lắc máy luôn. Ý là mới nghe tiếng thôi, chưa thấy hình ảnh nữa. Ủa? Đâu phải mày ơi, tao nghe nhầm mày ơi. Ủa đâu nó mà, đủ má tiếng đúng rồi. Tiếng sẹt sẹt này chỉ có nó thôi.
Ulti.
Má giờ đó quay tỷ lệ khó còn thêm cái bích vô nữa.
Thật. Quay lớp kia khó rồi mày. Sao người ta nghĩ gì cho thêm cái epic vào nhờ địt mẹ.
Không đéo biết luôn đâu. Sợ không có 3% chưa đủ.
Chịu.
Thêm cái 55% vô nữa.
Nhâm lại bắn jet à? Nhâm lại từ bỏ cho ru rồi. Không, mẹ cả hai mắt đều bắn jet. Wow.
Mental fake right out of the timeout just to throw a wrench in the works of the plans laid by Wolves. Bringing the AWP into that round completely disrupts their defensive setup. It's just so bizarre to have a fake Omen TP into a smoke in spawn, then Jemkin selling an A hit so they can get to B with only one defender there. It is a crazy round. It's just so cool to use that out of a timeout just as a massive disruption to whatever the intentions for Wolves were going to be.
And it's kind of conditioning as well. Because what happens next time Crazy Guy does that? Does he stick it? If he gets another ultimate on this half, I'll be very curious to see how he makes use of it. Mosh pit going to be drawn out of the defenders here on the B side. That's to stall RRQ, but they are in absolutely no hurry.
Here. It is just this patented patience. Will Wolves walk into their waiting arms? A couple of players getting back yellow with these sheriffs in hand. Jemkin is prepped and ready.
Going for it. Tailwind forward, wants to take the fight. Easily handles YU. Goes a little bit low.
Here.
This is more than enough for RRQ so far. Once again, respecting these anti-eco situations they're forced to play into. Having to shove Juicy off the line. The Blade Storm is awkwardly applied. Juicy can't get value when Jemkin knows he's going to be coming from the left anyway. What's happening here, Lysol?
30 seconds left.
Effortless play from RRQ. Jemkin just continuing to absolutely dominate in the first kill department. Sure, just an anti-eco, but
planted.
he has been so consistent with that throughout this attack half so far. That is what he is known for.
Honestly, RRQ also more than happy to spend ultimates in these anti-eco scenarios. They don't care. They respect Wolves' capacity on rounds like this just as much as any other, apparently. Flawless round for RRQ. The stacks are piling up.
Probably shouldn't have been, but the economic damage would not have mattered in the slightest anyhow, so we'll give that one a pass.
Stunning stuff, yeah.
Recon as well is just perfect for catching out the players who were having to path out of the way because of Jemkin dashing in there. No opportunity to turn and break the recon. All too easy, Wolves. Again, they want to invest into this operator. Big cash being spent. Juicy not able to find impact in the game yet. Not able to make his mark. Maybe it is now that Viper Wall temporarily will cover up the sight line. He wants to stay top yellow. He has a teammate to help.
Oh, there was an opportunity there. He lingered. That dark cover operating as like the cascade would in these harbor comps, denying Juicy the ability to peek over the Viper Wall.
This time it is very straightforward from RRQ. Working to be main, get the lockdown off, get the free sight, Viper Wall up. Easy plan, play for the post plan, but a couple significant initiator ultimates that Wolves will have to make a real go at this retake.
The plan for YU. Okay, Juicy's able to pick Monyet off. Xfero's tucked here. Juicy suspects it, but he's been showing barrel this entire time. Some fan through the wall. See if that gives himself away, but Xfero wants a bit more of it towards the snowman direction. This time though, Wolves finding some success in his post plant. Ping on Crazy Guy now, and he's going to have to face the music. Eventually, Wolves going to come to collect. And already that defuse gets started. YU pushes on up. Good composure there for Wolves. They had to deal with the lockdown on that round. And they can recover the operator for use later.
RRQ just really wanted to fight forward and entrench themselves in the site. The problem with doing that on Icebox is you just become susceptible to so many positions. I mean, look at Lexer seeing two players just walking up through orange there, and then when you're Xfero, you're awkwardly forced to take a duel with someone that could be in spawn, and there's a guy in Snowman. It's really overwhelming. I think they wanted to try and play forward and more aggressively against the fact that there could have been those ults coming through rather than just being forced all the way back and allowing Wolves to take the space. But difficult to play either situation regardless. That being said, it's resulted in Wolves not having to use a single ult yet.
No one for Wolves is in this kitchen or slope area. Now move up there from Spring. You kind of see there's something funky happening in mid.
Spring is mild. Oh, that angle.
God!
Lethal shot onto Moon. Yeah, that was
With a Phantom.
so fast. Just as he rounded that corner.
It was really just playing back into the map.
This is looking quite disastrous for RRQ. They're trying to now just slowly creep into this A site. Spring is hungry for more, but shot down by Jemkin. Opportunity to get in, but going to be difficult to plant, perhaps. Molly's going to keep him at bay. Wolves are not fully buying it. They haven't rotated too quickly over. It's not like they can flood in really needs off of this.
Công nghệ cao tấn pháp can trường. Với công nghệ cao chơi được này. Với công nghệ cao nhỉ. Công nghệ cao chơi được này. Ui ôi. Chó ơi, chó khỏe thế. Nó có chơi hin Cứng rét đã lùn nhé.